What's up, everyone? The Godfather Dictator back with some Splinter Cell Blacklist with the mission Transit Yard. And I did say that I would skip Special Mission HQ, which was the mission just before that one. For those that don't know why, refer to the first mission of this game, which is Safe House. Um, you will hear the reason why I skipped that mission. So now to get into this mission, first time back then I remember, and it still applied there, but I didn't care for it at this point. As I said, it's you don't have to let Briggs clear like all those guys. You can actually take them out stealthy, and you will gain point for them. I'm not doing it this time because I was doing it in single segment, and it's especially for the reason of these fucking first person section. I freaking despise those. Good thing there's not a lot of those in that game because I would have fucking hated. And here, what I try to do the majority of the time is if you go fast enough, you don't have to wait for these guys like to turn or anything. You can just make it past them and then make a run for it. You cannot interact with the objective until you took out the certain hostile in the area. So here, that's what I'm gonna do. The thing is, if you don't know, it's actually pretty tricky to use the gadget in first person because you don't have the arc. It will automatically throw them, which is definitely not ideal. So you have to know like a little bit roughly on where you're throwing the stuff so that you end up not missing it, you know? And after clearing out those guys, so it seems like true one, it did not work. Then I'm throwing another one here, and it did work for the stealth. Now I don't understand why. I mean, I felt like it was on him, but it seems that he dodged it. And in that case, uh, you can see that guy far away. There's a couple of times I tried to interact with the truck when he's looking in that direction and he sees us. What's kind of weird, if you think about it, is that there's two body on the ground right there and he doesn't see them, but he would spot us when we try to interact with the truck. It doesn't make any sense. So after you disarm that second bomb, you're gonna go for a third one that's in the train yard, and here it's gonna be actually very similar to the last time I did it. It's gonna be the same strat because that strat was actually very effective and was good for speed. So as soon as the guy on the right start walking down the path, you can rush behind the heavy, and then you can traverse like over one of the wagon, and after that you can just drop here, go over the other wagon, make sure the guy on the left here like is doing his pattern route further in, and then after this you can just rush up to this pipe to reach the area where the bomb will be located. Now, depending on if you restart at checkpoint when you're doing it, because this is done in single segment, sometimes it can be a little bit different on how you interact with the AI. So here, when you can just check your radar, when the AI turns like is back, you can go just rush in. Make sure you don't get spotted by the sniper. If one spot you even for like a fraction of a second, it will most likely keep sight in that area, and it will be harder to move and reproduce that here. So I'm just waiting that this guy is not looking towards me too much, and then you can just interact with the bomb. There's something that I'm gonna probably also mention later in one of the mission. I realized that you can actually ADS, and when you ADS is going to put you at a slow walking speed if you want with Sam, and you can make it past the enemy while moving faster. It's interesting. And what made me think about this is Last of Us, for some reason, when you can crouch slower if you know you have the animation of throwing a brick or a bottle, which is pretty interesting because I don't remember trying that back then. So it's pretty nice to know. So here, because it's kind of unreliable. There's some time where I would have just go in. You see, I'm thinking, I'm like, am I going in? And then something tells me, no, don't go in. And then that's when he turns back. And last time I actually got like spotted by doing that. So I just took it slower. There's nothing wrong with it. I mean, these sections here are pretty damn annoying, and you don't want to have to restart them over and over. The one with Sam are just fine. There's not much trouble with it. Pretty linear and consistent for the most part, but these one here are pretty damn annoying. And I mean, you can stealth them for sure, because that's what I'm doing right now, and we're still gonna get the undisturbed for the enemies. But I wonder if these sections were made more for a Panther style, where you actually take down the hostile. Um, I don't think, beside having certain gadget that are for the ghost style, that there's a way, for example, to knock out the enemy like Sam would do. Because I think I tried. You see here in the wheel, the non-lethal is not available for Briggs. You have like no choice to be lethal. So here I'm gonna use a sticky noise maker to do a little distraction here, so I don't have to hear their dialogue, because these first person part anyway, you want to get like over it as fast as possible. And like now, this is the part where I thought it was impossible to fully ghost that mission. And back then I actually ended up with a couple of combat because I didn't know what to do at the end. uh, Now this is the part that's the weirdest, I guess, because you kind of have to get spot again and then disappear again to make sure they lose track of you. Like, even when I say it, I'm like, it doesn't make any fucking sense. But it seems that the game was designed this way. So when they spot you, and that's just for the first wagon, by the way, when they spot you, uh, they're gonna start shooting at you again, and then they're gonna say, "Oh, we lost track of him." And when you see that the guy with the night vision goggle gets up, is they're like looking for you, but in a patrolling way and not actively shooting at you. And you see, that's when you get the stealth knockout. Now, for the second wagon is different. You actually don't have to get spotted because they're unaware of where you are at base. So what you do is you turn the camera like this, and this way they don't spot you as fast. And then you can just turn back and go hide here and then throw the other one. Now, that's the next part where it gets tricky. And I didn't know how to do it. And what's funny is that I mentioned actually Pre-Natural that was doing those crazy run back then. And he actually found the way to do it full ghost. And I ended up doing like a similar strat, but I didn't know. And I guess I should have watched his video back then, because it would have proved that it was possible. But the trick on the next one, and it's very important, is you got to use the smoke bomb. The smoke bomb will create that screen that you need to hide to another place in the train. And this way the hostile will lose track of you. And what I even do is I even take out the light, so this way, like, they don't know where I am. And if you just switch to the other side after this, they don't know where you are. And you see they're going on their search pattern, and then boom, you can take out both of these guys stealth. Same thing for the next one. Just the other thing you can do, and that's when I saw it after also in Pre-Natural videos, that you don't have to wait like this. You can straight up just shoot the bolt, and that's it. Like here, I waited. I wasn't sure either if it would work, and then you can see me going through the stuff, and I'm just like, well, I'll go with the sleeping gas. And it ended up working, and we get the stealth knockout here, double stealth knockout. You can probably go for the 4 stealth in a row here if you're fast enough. But that's about it. Anyway, I'm really happy that I could bring the full ghost of that mission because I didn't even do it back then. So thank you everyone for stopping by. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to drop a like, and I will see you on the next one, guys. Peace out.